Morning, guys. I'm ever so sorry. A few technical issues this morning, mainly born of the fact that I haven't drunk enough coffee yet today. Okay. Are we back up and running with some audio? I've got a new headset in, something that I can put my helmet on and chat around without it taking too much away from my experience. And come summer, I thought it might get a bit warm in this workshop. So I'm going to give it a go and see how we get on with this little Plantronics headset. Cheers, Chris. Thank you very much. So there's going to be a little bit of trial and error here, guys. I think we'll select a piece of BoxWood first. I'm thinking this piece. I'm not going to use all of it. It's part of my prized collection, but I thought it was about time that I got a piece. Let's have a quick measure. This piece is 90. It's about 80 mil, so about 3" by 10. 3" by 10 piece of BoxWood. I'll cut that down. Let's have a look. What's a reasonable size for a box? I might cut it in half, so I'll cut 125 mil off that, I think. And that 125 mil can be the 125 mil can be what I turn between centers. Okay, are we back on with sound again, hopefully? Apologies. Pat 1, condensers off. Plantronics on. Let's check the audio mixer is working. Are we getting audio? Yes, we are. Excellent. So that's the other scene. So audio on this one, audio on this one, audio here, and a shot of the bandsaw. Also, if we've got time, or if I've got time, which I'm hoping I will, I've got some nice pieces of spalted beech. to select from, which I'm going to try and find a decent piece for some book matching, and maybe put that on the top of the piece as an insert to the lid. So some nice bits of spalted beech there to choose from. We'll see if we can't find a nice book match at some point to use for that. Okay, so let's mark 125mm on this, and we'll get going. Where's my... Here it is. Let's get to 125. There we go. We'll take the straightest end for today. I suspect my lovely neighbours are going to be wondering what the heck is going on at 7 o'clock in the morning. But you can see that not quite the 100% clear that you might expect for a piece of musical instrument grade BoxWood. But you can see how dense that is. There's about 50 years in that, I reckon. Right. So we do have some wax on this end, but I'm assuming I can clear that off. Right, let's get between centres. So we're going to turn the camera back. Bear with me a second while I just revert you to the it's all very technical here, guys, as you can see. All mod cons. Alright, let's get between centres. Chuck key. I had a lot of grand plans as to getting all sorts of things ready before this live started. But yeah, I agree, Doug. It's only when you come to cut small logs and pieces that you begin to realise that these things are needed. Now, I attended a demo with an IRD with Cindy Drozda the other day, and I saw something that she did, and I'm thinking I might give that a go. If I put a dark piece of wood over the bed, I've treated this with just a little bit of Hamster sheen. Let's have a look. If I put that over the bed, does that help? I think it probably does. So let's have a look. Excuse the noise. I'm just about to drill through. Just about to drill through on my brand new lathe. Just about got that right, I think. That'll do quite nicely. How is the sound, guys? Is the sound okay? Because as I say, I'm just coming through a tiny little earpiece, and to be honest, I don't even feel like it's in there. I think I need the small tool rest for this. I'll give that a go. Put the 6-inch on. Excellent, cheers Barry. £27 headset. So I'm quite pleased with that. And then you can tell me how this contraption that I've kind of built is working out. Which just, I don't know whether I've showed you this before, but you can buy things called bearing sleeves and collars. My tool rest happens to be 30mm, and therefore I've got this bearing collar, which has quite a handily little Allen key and a grub screw in there. I can either set it to the height of my rest so that every time I take my rest off and change it, I've got it set to the correct height, and that slots on there and butts up against my tool rest with no problem at all, and I get it at the same height every time. Or I can just use it like I'm doing now to trap something between the tool rest and the collar. Let's see where we are. This may not work, but we'll give it a go. I think this might get in the way of my. This may get in the way. I'm just going to trim that off. Apologies, guys. You're getting this all this modification live. Trying something new this morning. I'm not going to the bandsaw because I'll be back in a second. Apologies for the noise. That's better. Now I'll be able to get my roughing gouge in there, I think. It's all locked down. Get the roughing gouge out, let's just check. Yeah, that looks good. Right, let's get a crown centre on. Crown centre, cup centre. So, 2 centres I'm going to use. Crown centre in the drive slot. The headstock. Cup in there. Nice to do some turning in a minute, guys, isn't it? As I say, apologies. I was trying to get ready last night, but right. Just mark the centre. There we go. Back in a sec. Got the centre on this side. Very good. Let's get that in. Allow that to come out to 50, and then lock the tailstock. Get my headstock and tailstock mixed up, guys. It's not a good sign, is it? Alright, I think that's good enough. How are we doing on that black sheet? Do we think it's a worthwhile endeavour? Let's have a look, see what the difference is. That's the difference. Does the black sheet help? Go. Yes, Doug. Always. But in reality, this is supposed to be my workshop time, and you're welcome to join me. I don't really want to ever think that I'm making promises, putting myself under any pressure to deliver. Although obviously there are connotations with that, which you're bound to feel a little bit of pressure, which I kind of like, to be honest with you. Let's see how that turns. Yeah, that's not bad. Give you a look of the piece before I rough it down. Right, shall we just adjust this camera a little bit? Would you like to see a little bit more of the piece? Because we're right at the start, so let's see if we can't get in there as much as we can. Yep. Without knocking it up. Technical term, guys. Knocking it up. How's that angle? Doesn't look too bad. If I could keep it there for the most of the session, I think we're doing all right. Let's just check the overhead. So I'm just going to extract that. I'm going to pull that in and drop that down. Sorry about that. Oh look, and you can fit a bit more of me in on the right hand side, on the left hand side. Not sure how happy about that I am, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it for now. That top right hand corner is a little bit annoying, but where's the top right corner coming from? If I can get that out of the picture, then I think we're good to go. I see. There we go, let's address that distraction. And see if we can't address that other distraction. Okay. That's not too bad. It'd be a bit cleaner on the top left hand side, but tell you what, one thing about this lathe, I'm on the middle speed setting. So this is a VL240. I'm on the middle speed setting. There, it goes up to about 2,400 RPM on the middle pulley. It goes down as far as 31 RPM on the, as you can see, on the lowest setting. It's incredible. I think it drops even to 10 or 15 RPM on the, and it maintains quite a significant torque at that level, that speed. So I am in awe comparison to what I had before. So let's get my screen on so I can see myself and what's being broadcast, and not see what's going on YouTube. Right, check that's sharp. Okay. Let's see if we can't rough this down. It's not too bad at the moment. To be fair, looking at it, it does look like it's quite nice, the bark, and I would have liked to have retained some of it, but today we're going to go for a more simple, straightforward box, I think. Right. Move that in a touch. The 6-inch tool rest. Running just because it's early morning, I'm running at 1400. I'm not going to go too fast early doors while I'm getting my bearings. My worry with this wood is, and the reason I haven't used it so far today, is my capability and talent level is such a prized possession. And while it looks like I have a lot of it over there, it's something I really don't want to use and mess up. So I thought the last time I tried to do a box was such a success that I haven't even got it to show you because I threw it in the bin. I thought, why not? I'll use some more. So I think I just need to maybe put a towel over that light above me. So if you bear with me a second, I'll just I'll leave some turning wood excitement on the lathe so that you know that I'm still here. Although I am just going to faff around for a minute or two with the most impressive of LED light sensors filters you've ever seen, which is 3-ply kitchen towel. But if it works, why spend more money? Because obviously my bank account is a little bit sick after. Oh, how's that? Is that better? Right. And while that's the light's just sorting itself out, I shall just top up my coffee from the Nespresso machine in the corner. Give my glasses a polish. So what projects have you guys got going on at the moment? I think the noisiest piece of equipment in my shop is the coffee machine. Just realised the bandsaw probably makes quite a good coffee stand. So guys, what have you got going on in your workshops at the moment? If we can get this back up to 400. In fact, before I do that, let's get ourselves a tenon on this piece. $52. 52 is what we need. Okay. Perfect. Let's do the same at the other end. I should have sharpened this probably. Just gonna have to sharpen that. Good luck with that, Chris. People keep telling me about sharp tools. They're the way forward. Right, let's see if I can get my Bill Jones skew out. I'm going to keep showing this because I don't see it an awful lot in other people's workshops. See if I can. How do I get it onto the overhead? Here we go. So it's a got three bevels, and each one's a negative rake scraper or a skew, dependent on how you see it. I'm not quite sure yet that I've got the bevel correct, and I will work on that. I'll also say it isn't at times the easiest thing to sharpen, and it looks a bit odd because it took me a while, but I created this that I can stick it in, line up. As long as I line up the top face with the triangle, I can then turn it to sharpen each face and keep each face okay. And as I said yesterday, it's not an original idea, and I believe it's called the 3-point tool. But I don't think I can get that in. Bill Chone's notes from the turning shop. Very interesting book, very old school, but comes across as an extremely nice fella, as are most people, and I'll say most, that I've come across in so far in wood turning. So I'm just going to refine the dovetail down. As you can see, you can tell by the shavings that are coming off that a what about the tool? So we've got that, we've done that. Just give that a tidy up on the edge. A couple of nice dovetails on there. Just going to tidy that face off because it isn't. Going to bug me otherwise. It's just nice to see the ends running through. I think I do need to take just a tiny little bit more out of that end. We've got all the tools in here, guys. If any of you guys have got this, but this is a Simon Holt multi-tool. It's relatively cheap at £25. These ends last forever, but you can just hone them up with a diamond card. They're replaceable from Simon Hope for about a tenner each. And on the other end, there's a flat tool, and this is beautiful finish in the bottom of boxes, doing fine detail. Also doing what I've just done, which is which I did with the bedan. But I recommend that. Fits nicely into his handles, which are the red top handle in either the grub screw or the tighten up one. I'm not trying to sell anything, just out of interest. Right, let's have a look and see where we are. Now, do I keep my box and do I keep this bit of bark on and start work on the box? That's the next challenge. So someone was asking me about a 24-inch tool rest that I had the other day. Was that you as well, Chris? Did you ask me about that? Because I think I sent one to misses me now who I sent it to, but I sent. I'm going to leave those inclusions in. Right. So let's check how fast we can go. It's all the way. Okay, so we're up to 2,000 without a problem. I managed to find an Axeminster. See how good those crown centers are. Look at that, it's holding its own. got a proper grip in there. I came across a 22-inch Axeminster tool rest, as you do, browsing around on the eBay. Yeah, anyone who's looking for an extra long wrench, there's a 22-inch rest. There's a 22-inch rest currently on the eBay for about £20, I think. And I think that's pretty good value. Right, so this is where. So now I need to make a decision as to which end I'll make the top of my box and which I'll make the bottom. Now I'm quite liking the look of that, but also think that if I were to round it, those two bits of bark might look quite interesting. But I'm probably going to lose them as I go through the process of shaping this box, down. So let's just bring the tailstock up. One thing someone told me, that when you're tightening up the chuck and you want it to come on center at this end, don't push the tailstock up against the wood so that it bangs. Move the tailstock quill gently up against the chuck, and that will get you the most level attachment to your chuck. Then do a tighten. I don't think this is green, but I'm going to do a good tighten, and then I'm going to leave it for a few seconds. Let's just see. Oh, it's pretty good to me. I'll leave it for 30 seconds. Have another glug of coffee. What time's it with you, Chris, at the moment? And remind me, what part of, if I'm not mistaken, Australia are you in? Righty tighty. Always remember, on my chucks, these are record power. Well, this is an RP4000. I have another RP4000 and a Vic Mark chuck. And yeah, I'm coming to realise quite quickly that there must be no patent on chucks, because there's this chuck, which is the Vic Mark chuck body, is pretty much millimetre to millimetre, micrometre to micrometre the same as the record power the old RP4000. This is a VM100 and this is an RP4000, and the one that's on the machine, which I've had for 12 months, is an RP4000. I'm not a millionaire, that's not why I have so many chucks. I managed to pick those chucks up on the eBay. You'll notice the theme, apart from the lathe, which I bought new. My old Hegner was an eBay purchase, and an extremely loved and well-liked eBay purchase, I hasten to add. I managed to pick a VM100 and an RP4000 chuck up for £170 in separate auctions with jaws and all the trimmings. Simon Hope helped me with the adapter, as he obviously sells the Vic marks, and that's where I got my lathe from. Hey Flick, how are you? What are you up to today? So let's have a look. I think I'm going to go for a relatively straightforward box today. Nothing too fancy, I don't believe. Is called for. I'm just going to make myself a few marks. So, where are we? We are at 110. So, if I leave myself 5 mil, 5. So 5's the bottom. I'll just mark 5 mil on the bottom. I'll just make myself a mark there. And then we'll go to 100. So 2/3 of 100. 55. 55. I'm going to stick with the relative proportions. So that's the exact 65. I want 10 mil. 10 mil for my middle piece. So 5, 10, 50, 50, and 40, 90, 60, and 60 and 30. I really need them. So let's go 55. 60, 40. Let's have a look here. Relative proportions of my box. I'm banking at the moment on. What do you think of those proportions, guys? They don't look too bad, I think. If it feels right, it probably is. I'm just gonna take this down. I know where I'm. Work that round, that's fine. Okay. Okay. What do we think? I think that looks okay. As you can see, there's not a lot of pressure on the tailstock because I can stop it with my fingers. Just enough to rest it. Okay, so next step, separate top from bottom. So I just need to make sure that I'm not quite wide enough, guys. So I just need to build my base tenon a little bit more. So the plan is, this was an old pro that told me this, so any of you experienced guys and pros can tell me. So I'm going to try to part this off. Probably need to leave myself a bit more space on the lid. I'm going to try to part this off in the middle, leaving the tenon on the top, in the lid, in the bottom of the lid, and this will be the tenon that my lid drops into. So I won't be cutting this area. That's a no-go. I won't be cutting that area. I'll be cutting this area, and I won't be cutting this area. And the reason that he gave me for that is that this that I've cut in the center here, and I'm going to go a bit deeper with it, so I'll do this. I'll have to repeat this in a minute because I'm not quite deep enough, because I'd like to shape this box. Is because this is all one thickness. Therefore, if I part off the middle, instead of having to measure exactly accurately what the tenon is on the base, this tenon that's on the lid, on the base of the lid, is exactly the right size, matching this. Okay. Therefore, if I use that as my line to hollow in the lid, I've got an exact fit for the base without having to measure it. It's an exact match. Anyway, it's just a little tip someone passed on to me once. I don't know what you think of it, but I've used it a couple of times before and it's worked very nicely. Thank you very much. Obviously, best laid plans and all that. These things do have a tendency of not working out, but you'll I'm on a journey, and I just have to hope that this journey, as it's with one of my prized possessions wood-wise, is a positive one. Right, so let's just do this again. So if you remember where I was, so I'm going to leave a very small tenon on the top. All that is a guide. It's not there for any other reason. Okay. Put a slight chamfer on the top. So if you look at what I've done now, again, it's not supposed to be an education session, but I'm just sharing something someone told me. That I've coloured in, and that small tenon on the top. Let's see if I can help you. So you'll have to trust me because I don't think you can see it. There's a very small tenon here on the lid, and that matches the base. It's like playing with. Right, so I'm going to go through all the way through this, and I'll show you it once I've parted it off. So Chris, it just made sense to me when I was taken through it during a lesson, and I was like, that little trick. The pro tip, and I'll tell you who it's from. It's from a chap called Mick Hambury. I was very, 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 very lucky to have a lesson with Mick. During the first part of lockdown, and when things opened up slightly for a short while, you can see how nice this is to work with. Just give the tailstock a little nudge. I actually don't have to take this all the way down. I'll just take this over to my saw in a minute, and we'll give this a gentle. You're good. The trouble is, this wood's so beautiful, isn't it? The bark on it is just stunning. It just seems such a shame at the moment to. Just seems such a shame to. So, I can show you now. You see my pencil mark? My pencil mark on the tenon is here. Okay, so that tenon, that very small tenon, is a guide for going in that way down, and is a guide. Look at that, how polished that is already. I've only just cut that with a scraper through the end grade. Amazing stuff. So that matches this perfectly. So, sorry if I'm over elaborating the point. Tell me to shut up. But that now, I've almost got my box That'll put it back together again perfectly. Now I'm going to try and move the overhead camera, so bear with me a second, because I think I'd like to get you directly overhead and you're not directly overhead, which is a shame. I think I might be able to do it, so let's just bear with. If I can get you directly overhead, I think we'll have a much better experience. So apologies guys if you've not been able to see as clearly as I would like to. So I think I am pretty much directly over. I just need to change the settings on the old. Bear with me. Just getting to grips with this software, guys. But I think I'm learning relatively okay. Order, move to top. I'm going to put that. You only need to see the chuck jaws. Okay, how's that? You've lost me, but you know, who needs to see my ugly mug this time in the morning? Let's see. So, lid, Tenon marked in black, up against here. Now you can see it. Almost a perfect, well, it is a perfect fit. Okay, bar the 3mm that I took out using the thin parting tool. And I will just, I'm just using the straight free OBS, Barry. So it's opened my eyes to a whole new technology. And I work in technology. It took me some real time to get to grips with it, because we're all used to Microsoft products, and it has its own kind of situation in terms of how the menus are laid out, the areas for configuration of the cameras and the scenes and the transitions. I'm not using any transitions. I'm pretty much on 2 or 3 different types of camera at the moment. But for free, what can you say? I can't criticize. I can't criticize it. So some people like to work the lid next, and some people like to work the base. I don't yet have a preference, but the base is already on the chuck, and just moving my tailstock away. I'm going to take my roughing gouge away. And we'll have a look at hollowing out here, I think. So, let's see. Need a minor adjustment there. I need my hollowing tool, which I'm going to use the Holt Pro Hollower. Yeah, there's a paid-for version of OBS, Barry, called Streamlabs OBS, and there's a non-paid-for version, which is called just straight OBS, and I believe it stands for Open Broadcast Software or something similar. And let's just just get the Pro Hollower out. That's just about right, I think. Good. And yeah, it's a nice touch to be able to get something this comprehensive for free, and it's extremely stable. It was in the early days I thought probably not that stable, but anyway. So I'm a bit of a book fiend, so I can recommend this book. You can pick it up for about £4 or £5, I think, these days on World of Books. It was $14.99. It's got a load of step guides of fancy boxes, but we're not going fancy today. I've also got Ray Key's book and Chris Stott's book. Again, we're not going there today, but this book is awesome. Never have too many turning books, it turns out. I think I might even have another one. Yeah, so I can recommend those books for a good read if you're ever thinking of participating in box making. Now, that looks pretty much on center to me. I'm going to come into attack on this camera, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to try another angle. So bear with me while I try and swing it out of my arc and bring you back. So, showing you my messy shop. Apologies. As if I'm going to offer you any apologies for the mess in my shop. One of the hard things about going live is remembering that you're on microphone, and when you say things like as if like that, you have to remember there's people watching on the other end, and remember not to be impolite. Right, let's order, move to top. So if I was a professional, I would have had all of these scenes pre-set up. But can I show you how I've got it now? So if I go to the main screen, Barry, what we've got here is I've got a camera here, which is positioned onto the workpiece. Okay, there's the camera here. That's my overhead camera that points down to the bottom, and I have another camera now positioned here, and this is the camera that points at the headstock. So if you can see me in the top corner, this camera points here, as a line of sight here, and this camera, which I showed you a minute ago, which is this one. Well, this one has a line of sight here, so you can see my finger going down. Okay, and I don't know whether I'm gonna do this shot because this could be and I am going to stand here. Okay, so my hollowing position is now out of the angle of all cameras and my tailstock, because luckily for me, but that's not going to work, is it? Because I haven't brought it out enough. So luckily for me, the joys of high technology. Excuse the noises. Well, that was a happy accident, wasn't it? I may edit this at a later date, so that was a happy accident. So there we go. I'm going to lift this arm up. Get it right out of my field of view. How's that, guys? How does that work? Or does it work? I think if I turn this, I have to go through all this again at some point. I'm going to show the angle of attack. I'm not going to show my feet, but my OCD won't allow that to happen, so now I have to make those equal. Okay. So I think they're about the same height, the same position. I can get in. I'm not obstructing the camera. I think I'm relatively happy there. Yeah. Chris, I've just seen that. Yeah. You have to be careful, very careful what you put on camera. Okay, so spindle gouge. Spindle gouge. Where's the trusty old spindle gouge gone? We got him here. Oh yeah, he's in the holster. Let's have a look. There he is. That's the bowl gouge. Where is my spindle gouge? Here she is. Get the bowl gouge out. Just the sharp end. So again, double-ended spindle gouge, Simon Hope. Well, I can't remember what it is. 3/8 spindle gouge, 30 quid, 35 quid. Sharpen both ends, different angles. Sharpen both ends, same angle. Need to sharpen your tool. Quick release handle, turn it around. If I was a production turner and doing this for my livelihood, then that might be of massive benefit. So we're just going to go straight in, and I'm just going to bore straight in with a spindle gouge. I'm going to put the Pro Hollower somewhere safe. Oh. It was my fat head that did that. And in we go. I find this, look at that, nice, perfect. You can even wrap the ribbon around my hand. What are we thinking, guys? Do you guys do anything similar with a spindle gouge? Give it a turn round. Now I've got a wire hanging down, which is just in the wrong place. So I'll just pop that up there. I think we're almost there. We're almost there. So just a standard 3/8 spindle gouge. It's not in the best focus, is it? That one on the left. I'm assuming that's because I'm on digital zoom. So I have 60mm to play with. And I have bored in 40. Yeah, I think it's Barry, I'm trying to work out whether that's you replying to Chris, or if you're replying to use the spindle gouge. I'm assuming it's the use of the spindle gouge. Let's go slightly bit more. A little bit more, and then we'll call that a day. So should be about 50 in. Put something a bit short, a bit longer. Oh, sorry, a bit shorter. Let's give that a blowout. With an airline. We'll stick that in there, pull it out, and we'll see where we are. We are 40 and a bit. Takes me to there. Still got a bit to go. Still got a little bit to go, so I might just go one more. Good. I think 50 is about the limit with. I think 50 is about the limit with the spindle gouge drilling. But I like it. I don't like having to pull the tailstock up and put the Jacob's chuck in if I can avoid it. Now then, we might see some shavings fly now, so I'm just gonna zoom out a little, zoom back in a little, and give a slightly wider field of view. Okay. So bear with. Okay. So sorry for all the dynamic video changes, guys. But trying to get the best possible picture. And as much bang for buck, really. Hey, Mike. On the go early, that's right. It's going to be a new time, I think. Get the first coffee in. And just switch the cameras on. And Mike, I've got some of my prized BoxWood out. So we're hoping I don't make any catastrophic mistakes with this. I've put the black mat there just to see if that helps with the camera. Right, let's get in. So that's a bit high. They build up the suspense, get everyone ready, and then you have to make some changes. Let's have a look. Still a bit high. Need to get this right. One more. Okay, we're in. I'm kind of surprised that didn't work. I'll have to work on that so I can get that collar sorted out. All good. Right, I'm up at 1800 here. I'm in, and I'm at 45 degrees. This is my 45 degree mark on my, which I've marked on my Holt hollowing tool. Completely open, aggressive cut, 45 degrees. So if I concentrate on that black line, then I should be getting a reasonably nice cut. And if you'll excuse my movements for a minute, I shall just get you a different perspective on this camera. How's that? Morning, Helen. If anyone says that the Simon Hope tools and carbides don't cut, needs to have a look at that. Because, seriously, I'm going to come back slightly. Myself a slightly better angle. Morning, Auntie Helen. And although this piece doesn't deserve it, I'm going to stick my long Simon Hope handle on just for comfort. Now, for this such a small piece, I now have about 4 foot of tool. But it fits nicely under my shoulder, and I think I can control this. If I can angle this just right, I can get it coming down the camera, I think. So don't worry, guys. That's not smoke. This BoxWood is dry, but it has got a tiny little bit of moisture in. Oh, this is what Sunday mornings are all about, I think. Might have to do BoxWood every Sunday just to get these shavings. How are those camera angles working out? Good enough? So this is the first year, the first day of my second year of wood turning. And I don't think I could have asked for a better set of streamers than that for my first day of the second year. Less of the little. Need to work out a bit more of a tool management system on the bottom of the beeck, but it's just about working out alright. Sorry about the noise. I'm going to make a small modification. I'm going to move this, change this tool rest. If I can work out where I put the other tool rest. Here we go. I'm going to change it for a slightly bigger one. Just because it gives me something better to lean on. If you'll notice, I've still got the center of the stem over the center of the stem over that. Let's see if the collar goes back on. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Chris. It's been a blast so far. Alright, back in the game. Let's go up to 2. And there's not a lot of noise at my end, but I'm wondering what it's like with you guys. Obviously, as I said previously, I'm on just a tiny little headset, which just goes over my ear with a tiny little microphone. So let me know if the sound's okay, and if it is, brilliant. Get the toys out. Okay, cheers Barry. Now you can see all my mistakes. I'm going to go quiet while I just concentrate and get this down to where it needs to be. That's okay. Enjoy your coffee and your toast with your breakfast. Not had my toast yet. Let's see if we can get you right inside. I'll try my best to give you the best experience I can with your coffee, but also my best learning experience. So I do watch these things back, and yeah, I'll be looking forward to watching these streamers back. See you, Barry. I'll move the tool rest forward a little bit. We've lost some of the light. Let's just get inside. I don't think I can drop that camera any further, unfortunately, guys. So, in terms of getting the view to the full depth, I shall have a go. Oh, wait a minute, maybe. Maybe. Right, that's as low as I can get it. Hopefully that works. See you later, Mike. Thanks for dropping in. Slightly mesmerising with all those shavings. But we're having fun. Nearly there, guys. Not bad streamers from the bottom of a box, are they? Good stuff, Lawrence. Thanks for that. Clear the light. So that's not too bad down there. Just need to straighten the sides. Now, what tool do I have to straighten the sides? I don't really have a tool for that. Let's try this. Sure, but we shall try it. Give it a go. See if we can drop that light a little bit. Nearly there. I think I'm pretty much good there. Going with a very, very standard kind of box shape. What have we done? I get too overly extravagant with the old. Maybe one more. Yeah, I think you're right. I've got this. This is look, I've got this little scraper which is negative plus. It's got a cutaway for scraping the sides when I need to. I just hone up this edge. But I hasten to say it wasn't my design. I inherited this, and this edge for getting into the corner of the box. I do think I may be just being overly critical, but so I think I shall stop there. So, time, I think, to do the lid now. Interesting situation coming up with that lid. Fit in my other chuck, so I don't need to de-chuck this one. So that might not. No. So, guys. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to de-chuck this. And I'm going to mark chuck 1. So look here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark chuck 1. Then I'm going to mark it on that jaw. I'm going to mark it on that jaw. So that when I need to come back in, put it back in exactly the same spot. Have a look inside. Not too bad finish. All the way to the bottom, square edge. Right, let's get the other piece. Let's get this in. Now this is the key piece. What time are we on? 20 past 9. Been going about an hour and a half. This piece is probably worth what? 300 quid so far. What are my chances? Not very much, I don't think. So let's just put some shavings over that camera for now. Over that light, I should say. Just tightening up the collar. So we'll look here. Yeah, not too far this time. It's the same whenever you set yourself up. So, go in. So raise that a touch. Yeah. So we're there. Yeah, gives me enough for a nice domed lid. Q streamers, hopefully. Okay. Back up to 2000. Have I bored everyone yet? Just for fun and just because I want to get them on camera. Hey John. Hey John, how's it going? Good? Tail cam. Tail cam is here and connects up to the ceiling on a long arm. Whoop, not that one. This one down to here, and the piece is there. It's not too close, and actually it's well out of my way, so I'm quite pleased with how things are panning out at the moment. Right, and I'm now in front of the camera and the light is good. There's just a bit of BoxWood, this, John. Not really sure of the form that I'm essentially going for, but I'm going to leave myself a bit of scope because I have a history of destroying lids on boxes, but then I've only done 3 boxes in my turning career, which is limited to 1 year and 1 day. This is my turning birthday today. Again, if anyone wishes to say that the Simon Holt tool and the and carbides don't cut, then I think I've got some evidence to say otherwise. But yeah, me too, John. Me too. And I'm thankfully I've got a fair little bit of BoxWood hanging around, so I'll be able to repeat this. God, it finishes beautifully, doesn't it? So, just for the benefit of anyone who wasn't here earlier, when I probably need to, let's have a think, adjustment of cameras. Which cameras do we need? So I think I need to go back to an overhead camera, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Wonders of technology. All of this happening automatically right in front of your eyes. Excellent. Let's see if we can't adjust that so you're directly overhead. Age on the wonders of automation and technology. So I was taught once, I've had one lesson to part the lid from the base, tenon on each end, part the lid from the base. If I can get the bark so you can see it. Leaving a gap enough to leave the collar that I need, the tenon for the lid, and also leave a slight collar on here because that becomes that black mark that I've just made onto here is the exact diameter of this outer edge here. So if I hollow now from the inside to the outside of that accurately, I should have a perfect fit to this rim. I mean, that's the science and the logic. The accuracy of my hollowing will have something to say for that. And I may put a slight chamfer onto the top of this at some point just to cover that. But that's the stage we're at. So quite a tricky stage really. So I think it's time for me just to switch the coffee machine on. Sorry, John. And anyone else in the chat. I'm just going to switch the coffee machine of a breath. If anyone wants to ask me any questions, then you're welcome, but I'm not sure the answers you'll get will should be taken with anything more than a pinch of salt, unless you're asking something about me, which clearly I know probably as much about, if not more, than anyone else. Right, let's get that coffee machine on. Whoa. So, is anyone still with me, I guess, is the question. Is there anything you'd like to know or see in my shop while I'm just hanging out? Whew. I'm assuming it's still coming across. Oh, am I on the wrong camera? How long have I been on the wrong camera? So I've just logged on and had a look at the I'm just having a look at the cameras that are okay. Alright, okay, cool. I'd have a heart attack then. I logged on, I put the stream on my phone, and it came up showing the bandsaw. And obviously I wasn't expecting that, but I noticed that it had gone all the way back to the start of the the start of the morning. So clearly I need this coffee. How's things in North Wales, Helen? You doing anything exciting today? Right, I need something a little bit more sensitive, I think, to cut the to start fitting the lid, other than what is a 4-foot chisel that I can't even get it in shot. Let's have a look. There we go. But this is what I use to hollow that small box. But I'm going to break that down. I think I'll use the Simon Hope detail tool for the next phase. If anyone hasn't seen it, the Simon Hope detail tool is this piece of kit. It has a micro skew. There's a micro skew at one end, and a multi-purpose tool at the other end. 8mm both ends, and they fit neatly into this Simon Hope handle. You can use a small, medium, or large. This is a medium, I think. This might be the small. And in it goes. Well, Helen, I think my favourite wood today is going to be BoxWood. But and I don't know how far through this I'm going to get, but I might be doing some book matching and insert into the end at some point on this piece, but I've yet to decide. If that's going to be the case, but we shall see. We shall see. Spalted beech is one of the most spectacular woods. If anyone wants to buy me any spalted beech, then that's something that looks really, really nice, and the figure is just unbelievable. So yeah, I'm going to try and book match them. So you can kind of get the picture. That was a piece together. Book matching you can do in a couple of ways, but this is one way, where you cut it down the middle and you get the same pattern repeated and symmetry, and you can book match. That's a book match. Yeah, that's a book match because it's sliced down the middle. Let's see if we've got another one. Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. See if we've got a book match here. Don't think we have. You need to. Oh, there we go. That's no. Not quite, but you get the picture with that other piece. So I might cut a piece, something similar to that, that I'll join together, and one way or another come up with some kind of funky pattern for the top. Right, here we go. This is the killer bit, which is always the dread. And in a way, I would like to thread this, but I didn't have the best experience last time. But this is the wood to do it. This is the wood to do some threading on. So I might give it a go. So excuse me while I'm probably a little bit more quiet on this one, because I do need to concentrate on Oh, you've chosen a good time to turn up. Just as I'm about to try and fit the lid to my box. I've been saying how this tenon matches this tenon. I created a tenon wide enough so that when I parted it, I left an exact match to this edge on the lid. Now I'm going to carve that out. I'm thinking about using my threading tool, but and I'm going to put some light on the subject. So apologies if this blows out, but I need to see that edge, and it has blown out, hasn't it? But I need to see that. I need to see that edge. Let's see. Is that better? That's not too bad, is it? Best laid plans than that. Get in there. That's good. Yeah. That's correct, Lawrence. It is particularly challenging at the moment for Simon. I'm lucky. I can get in my car and just drive 4 or 5 miles, and I'm with Simon. Hey, Chris. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just refining down. So I'm thinking about trying to put a thread on this, but the challenge with that is Where are we? There we go. So, quite pleased with that. Seemed to work out, Chris. We almost have a suction fit. Don't know whether anyone can hear that because I'm just doing this to be annoying. But that shows the value of that that method. I'm just going to take it. So I've got such a good fit, I don't think I need to thread it. So I'm not going to. And I don't think I will be. I don't think I'll be sanding that part either. What happens next is you sand these elements and then it's been a disaster so many times it doesn't fit. Yeah, it's too loose for a thread, you're right. But you live and learn. Trying to get it down so that that edge joins perfectly, and then we'll start work on shaping. Well, Chris, if you remember how it started, it was the same piece, right? I've just cut the tenon in the middle. I lost about 10 mil, so lost a little bit here. But other than that, still got a bit of the chainsaw mark here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Right, now comes the test, because I'm not convinced I have it in my head what the next stage is. I think I need to refine the shape of the base. And then turn it around with this on and refine the shape of the lid. If anyone has any other advices, you're more than welcome to chip in. I was thinking about adding a collar of walnut in here, but I'm thinking maybe I'll just go with the BoxWood, because I kind of like this bark inclusion, to be fair. And I've made quite a sizable box. Right, just need to do a bit of tidying up around the tool space. You did miss some fun that was being had with the old shavings with the BoxWood. Amazing earlier with the hollowing. Right, let's get the tailstock back on off the swing. Right, pull the cameras back up. Tell me if the angles aren't working, guys. I'm just playing around. I don't really know what I'm doing. But I think I also need to change that. Tape the lid, turn it around. Tape up the middle, then shape the lid. Okay. Okay. I think I'm getting it. It's only my second box, guys, so just have to bear with me. I did read some books, but... So, I've lost the screen. So bear with me a second. I see what you're saying. I did line up and match the jaws, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. Let's get some tape then. Good call. It's a good call. What I was thinking of was book matching and doing an insert into the lid. I'm wondering whether I can still do that. How would I do that? I need the lid to be a tight fit, wouldn't I? But I think I can do that. So I'd reverse. Should I reverse mount it? Or have I missed that opportunity? I think I've probably missed the opportunity. So I've left a bit of fat in there. I've left some fat on the side. Hey, John. How much risk do I want to take? That's the Do I want to take any risk whatsoever? That's the main question. So I don't know. How confident am I feeling? So shape the lid, guys, at this point. Then turn it around. Well, I should be able to shape the base now as well a little bit. Let's do it. Let's do it. Right, let's get my spindle gouge. Gonna give that a sharpen, guys. Okay. One end. Just on the pro edge, guys, that's all. There with. .45 degrees pro edge. 45 degrees on the pro edge. First hole on the fingernail jig. I'm going to shape that into there. And shape that into there. Right. Where's the passing tool? Looking pretty flat at 2000. Quite happy with that. Something sounds like it's vibrating, but hey Rob, how are you? Well, let's see what shape it thinks it should be. Quite pleased with that. Obviously got my tool sharpened correctly. I don't honestly, I think with wood turning I would be absolutely nowhere without the Sorby Pro Edge. There's no way. One of the things I thrive on is consistency, and I would have been blaming my tools, blaming the cutting edge, blaming everything probably but myself, unless the Sorby Pro Edge existed, and it's meant I can refine that edge perfectly, just one step, two passes. I don't even use the Sorby belts. I've turned over to SAIT ceramic belts. Not SHIT ceramic belts, but SAIT, and you know, it's just incredible what you can achieve out of it. And because these are double-edged, double-ended, it's just so nice. You'll get there, Rob. Rob, you'll find one on eBay. You'll find one on Fleabay, or you'll find someone who's selling out. You just need to keep out there. I was lucky. I got mine with my. Remember the old Hegner I had, the Green Goddess. I got mine with that, and yeah, you just couldn't. I just couldn't be without it. going to be a slightly odd shaped box, I think, but I want to retain some of the bark that's in the side here, so just trying to work out if I make it a and it's cutting like resin, isn't it? Not that I've had much experience cutting resin. Well done, Clive. I got my box from you, and then proceeded just to look at it. Proceeded to look at it for 6 months while I thought, when am I going to get good enough to use it? Trying to refine it down and keep these inclusions. Then I'm going to go for a incredibly small margin. Did you see the boot of his car the other day, Clive? I'm assuming you're friends with him. He had some amazing box from his harvesting this year. Just have to get this captive ring off. I'm afraid that's probably the last cut that I dare take on the base. Might not be the most pleasing shape that anyone's ever attempted, but oh bollocks! Excuse the French. Let's just see what damage I've just done. Well, that's not too bad. $1,100 long and 40 mil square. That's Rob, you just need to have a look at Hugh's page at the moment, and he has some BoxWood at the moment, which might fit your bill. I've seen it in the boot of his car. I've seen it in the boot of his car on Facebook. So so I would just have a look. Hugh Compton, he is the number one seller of BoxWood, I would say. Basically gets all the jobs across the country for BoxWood management. Which I believe in some places is considered to be a weed or something similar. It's just a bit tricky here, guys. So I've got that bark inclusion, and I don't want to lose it. I'm trying to maintain the shape, so I think I'm almost at the last cut on this. Need to follow that. Rob, I can connect you. 2 secs, Rob, and I'll connect you. Just doing it. Facebook. Friends. You. Rob, are we friends on... I should know, right? Are we friends? Search profile. Copy link. Friends. Rob. Rob, we're not friends on Facebook. What's your Facebook name? Your real name? Oh. There you go, guys, if you want some BoxWood. There he is at work. Another carload. Is that big enough for you, Rob? Rob Bennett. Rob Bennett. Well, I'll have more luck in finding you than you will me if we're not. This one. Right, there we go. Paste. Done. Are we friends? Profile. I don't know. Can't work it out. Anyway. There you go, mate. Very interesting situation I find myself in, which probably means I'm going to need to put a finial on this at some point. It hasn't really worked out. I think I'm going to put a knob on the top of this. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going, Rob. Going to be the top actually. So I'm going to go all the way over the tape. So so I actually need a cut that's going to go all the way around, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and do it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Catastrophic failure, guys, I'm afraid. Well, there you go. Another massive lesson learnt. Another massive lesson learnt on camera. It's going quite nicely, I thought. However, let's have a look. Ready? Lid fits lovely, look. Look at that. Beautiful. But it's now a completely different kind of piece. So so it's still got scope. There's still scope for something, but a completely different kind of something. So I need to work out what kind of something. Hey Clive, I'm not watching it, you see. And it's fine. It's all a learning process. It's a shame because it's a nice piece of wood. Very, very nice piece of wood. But there's something that I can do fix this. I just need to work out what it is. There's not much call for goblets that come in half, is there? Yeah, for an ostrich egg. So yeah. So maybe my decision not to use my BoxWood supply yet was a good one, but I think maybe I was getting a little bit too ambitious with the refinement of the shape, and should have stopped and done a bit more sanding maybe. Should have noticed, because the walls, I actually thought I'd left more thickness in the walls, but clearly I left more thickness in the lid, which was the place that I've normally come unstuck with boxes before, and there's plenty of thickness there, but just on that edge. So I think I forgot was I went square bottom. So that's the reason for that. If you look, I've gotten straight down there, and actually the shape of the box is that way. I should have gone straight. I should have kept it more straight edged, which was my original intention, but such is life. Yeah. Well, I'll try and salvage it to something. But it's been a lot of fun. I've had some immense fun this morning, so that's the main thing for a Sunday. But sorry I didn't give you a finish, guys, at the moment. But I think there's something still there, and I've got enough to work with to refine down. It would make a nice bracelet, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would get close to fitting anyone. So I could make it a three part box, but that would be a bit silly, wouldn't it? And make another lid to go on the lid. But I think what I'll do is yeah, Chris. So I hope your box expedition goes better than mine. As you can see, my plan for fitting the lid worked perfectly. I've got a beautifully fitting lid, which is now a beautifully fitting. I don't know. It's not a funnel. That's the interesting thing, because that's the base. No, I can't kid a kidder, can I? That's the base. So yeah, funneled out. But I'll work something out, and in the next phase, I'll post some pics, and we'll see where we go from there. But hey Rob, good to have you out. And we'll see where we go next. Everything's a learning curve for me. I think the shape would have been okay if I'd have left the inside a little bit more. And maybe there's something to be said for, if I keep the tenon on, I can still hollow out the inside once I've got the transition correct. Well, I guess the other reason not to say sorry is it wasn't identical. The reason for this isn't as a performance. It's I'm just switching the cameras on to have you guys to chat to. And if I'd have done that on my own without anyone else watching, I may have kicked something, and I may have sworn. But it It's quite calming having you guys on the background, in the background. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you later. And yeah, yeah. I'll work something out. All right. Cheers, guys. I shall see you later. Enjoy your Sunday. Um, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys.